And here we go, we are live in game number 1 between Isildur and Jimmy. We have Izzy as Soviets fielding guard motor, guard rifle, and airborne troops. On the other side we have Jimmy, the hope of Australia and New Zealand, if you can put those both countries together in one pot. In one, as consider as one. As Oster with Spearhead, German mechanized, and Jäger infantry. Jimmy is a decent player. Sadly, he doesn't have that many tournament performances in recent events. Not sure about like back then. Give me a sec.
We've added to the fatherland. Fire is up.
The new Grenadier squad is ready.
Sorry about that. And yeah, because he's working as a nurse, so already that's an issue, like timing, you know, working shifts. It's not that easy, and also Australia and European, or tournaments that are always based on European time zones, also not that easy, but great to see him playing in this event. So far, nothing unusual is happening. Standard build order from Isildur. It looks like he's also not getting a second engineer. It looks like the meta for Soviets have shifted a little bit. Second Grenadier on the way from Jimmy. Jimmy is playing pretty much standard Oster there. And now you can see actually the rework version of Paymonville. Now second engineer on the way from Isildur. It's really interesting to see that the build order has changed there. Back to the first one or the old one. Because like when they changed the Soviets in the not big patch, but they got a change like, and everyone was doing 3 conscripts into double engineer. That was like, or 4 conscripts. That was like the standard thing. Then it shifted more and more into favor of second engineer right away and then 3 conscripts. And 4 conscripts only if you want to play airborne troops. But it looks like it shifted back to the, I would say, old-fashioned, old-school build order. It's interesting to see how the meta still changes there, or the build orders. Nice mine, by the way, from Izzy will hurt Jimmy. A really annoying mine there, but Jimmy has a nice position there. Will cut off the fuel income there. At least no double fuel there for Isildur at the moment. MG42 though falling back, setting up into a better angle. Probably not the best angle. Unless the Grenadiers take cover over here. By the way, everywhere are sandbags. Isildur is just playing the script perfectly. Jimmy will have definitely a half fighter coming up. 4th Grenadier on the way from Jimmy, so he's not taking up. The MG42 even fired a single round so far. Isildur just dance. Oh, we will get first in the building the conscript. Conscript jumping out right away because only just one window. But ooh, I think the Pioneer has to go home. Yes, here we go.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Meanwhile, a really blue map that tells Easy is doing a prime or really good job, rather. It's the better phrase. With applying pressure, Jimmy still didn't take up. It's not that good. Maybe he wants to get early heal. Not sure why he's flooding manpower. Ah, no, he's taking up a little bit late. But it's not the end of the world.
The enemy is attempting
1 fuel point at the moment under control for Jimmy. That's not bad. But Easy is trying now to decap it. But MG42 and the second Grenadier is moving into position. Someone gets smoked. At least someone screamed that. But Flamer went over there, but yeah. Meanwhile, decapping the cutoff there, and Isildur is just making a nice clean swoop from the right into the middle and then into the left-hand side there, decapping it. But he can't be more aggressive because if he pushes more over here, he will be into the range of the MG bunker. So the Flamer Pioneer has to fall back, but getting the decap is already enough. MG has now to reposition in a really awkward spot, facing with its back towards the enemy base. There's a lot of open flanking routes, and no unit that keeps the vision to keep those flanks at least a little bit secured. It's a really awkward spot at the moment where Jimmy is. His MG42 is really out of position, but it looks like it worked out just fine. Easy no on retreat there. Jimmy capping back the middle now. We have now one squad more coming to the right hand side. It doesn't look that grim for Jimmy, to be honest. He's doing his job correctly. Not perfect, but fine, I would say. Maybe even double fuel now is an option. Guard gets called in and immediately gets the DP28. Tier 2 now coming up. But Jimmy still not having tier 2 build. Does he want to play a tier 2 skip? Really, really unlikely though. I don't know when I was last time I saw a serious tier 2 skip. Ah, Van Eyck does them. But I don't want to say Van Eyck is not a serious player. He's really nicely dodged there. Nice hearing to the sound cue there. Nice plan from Jimmy, looping the riflemate over the shot blocker and side blocker. But Isildur just being on point and avoiding such things. Really nice gameplay there. I wouldn't say that Van Eyck is a... Yeah, he's a Chaos player, so he can do anything and will probably get away. Oh, Isildur might lose the combat engineer there. Jimmy should stand still for the S, and he gets the wipe. And the first wipe on the game actually goes into the bank of Jimmy. That's really nice to see. It's only a combat engineer, but nonetheless, less repair speed. He probably needs to rebuild it for the sweeper later on to avoid teller mines. So generally speaking, not that bad. But look at the ammo income for an easy double ammo. And that's something that hurts a lot, especially as Austria, where you want to get the MG42 slowly on the field, still no heal, T70 on the way, no tier 2, oh, the pain tray is surely coming in soonish. That's a really bad side that you doesn't, as Austria, if you don't have tier 2 up. Meanwhile, the T70 will soon hit, especially with such a float with 700 manpower. Jimmy doesn't feel be on point there. Now we'll probably take up to tier 2 or build it. Second MG42 on the way. Jimmy wants to avoid flooding there. Or floating. Heal bunker coming up. But T70 already on the field and no tier 2. Like, it's already a bad sign when the Austria player gets 2-2 on the field and you are not even close to building tier 2. But that happens on a regular basis, I would say, because that's just how Soviets get played. But if it happens to Austria, that the T70 arrives before tier 2 is being built, it's a really, really bad sign. Second MG now on the field. Has to get some work done there. T70 though says Guten Tag. Привет, товарищ. Как дела? And will now rain havoc until the AT gun hits the field. MG out of position, even closing in to get the maximum damage done. And look at the HP drop. Really lucky that he didn't lose the model there. Now the first model gets killed. Second model as well. AT gun now in the queue, but T70 will just do an insane amount of damage. Engineer has to retreat. Poor man. T70 even going forward to spot in the base. Really, really nice done there. Nicely done there by Isildur. Like, you can see, Jimmy is not playing bad. Like, he's a little bit off with the timing there with the AT gun. But it's not what you say, like, that's insanely bad, right? It's just a small thing. But those small things will kill you against Isildur. He's so on point that even the smallest mistakes can cost you the game against him. You need to be on point every time, because every mistake you make, Isildur will exploit it to the maximum. And now look how blue the map is, just because the AT gun was not on the field on time. And Soviet with double fuel is not something to play against, which makes lots of fun. Still no MG42s, even though it's minute 11 soonish. Just the ammo denial there from Isildur paying off. Isildur slowly coming into territory where he can think about taking up with double fuel. That won't take too long. And then if he will either go straight into T-34 or KV-1. At least he spots the mine there and denies it. That's something, but AT gun needs to change side. Otherwise he won't get control over the fuel point. And meanwhile T-70 is long gone before the AT gun even will set up. The amount of pressure from Easy is just insane there. It's really a treat to watch him. If you want to know how to get good or what you should do, watch Isildur. His positioning, his macro, everything is on point. Like, it's insane. Triple cap, by the way, running into the favor of Isildur. Grenadier retreating. Pack 40 misses there. Guard sitting into green cover, or sitting in green cover. Also veteran C1 knows they have the potential for a firing position, and MG42 has to go back. And that's the thing. He won't get ammo control anytime soon. Like, if he moves the AT gun over this area, which already is a bad spot for the AT gun, too many shot blockers, he will lose the whole right hand side. So, yeah, he won't get any ammo income anytime soon. He has to be really careful with his ammo income. Minute 12! 222. I think that's the latest 222 that I ever saw. Holy smokes, the 222 has to do some pulling there, and I highly doubt that will happen. AT gun, by the way, on the field from Isildur, so even the hard counter to the 222 is on the field. I'm not sure if this will play out. I think that was some misplay.
The enemy is taking our
Oh,
territory.
MG42 not shooting, and gives the Cosmic the opportunity to get into green. MG42 now has to go home. AT gun has to reposition, even Siskan Barrage is incoming.
Opponents are seizing a sector.
And Jimmy's front line is completely collapsing. Meanwhile though, Jimmy is getting control over the left hand side, but T-70 is sweeping over, and I don't think he will be able to get it. AT gun has now to move up over this area. But yeah, it's really hard. AT gun setting up against the 222 will not get the shot in. I think slight misplay there from Isildur. He should have ignored those engineers and straight gone for the fuel point and deny the decap there. Now Jimmy gets the cap, and that's some fuel that he really wants to have. Meanwhile, Jimmy now has enough resources for take up for tier 3. That's not that bad for him. He likes that. Every fuel income which equalizes the field is welcome, denies the decap or the cap even of this fuel point. So he slowly recovered, and it's not looking too bad at the moment. But still, both players now getting their tank tech up. Tier 4 for Isildur, and Jimmy is now taking up for tier 3. Oh, a nice rifle nade again over the fence. No. Should fall back. Oh boy, it's really looking tough at the moment. Rifle nade will, yeah, but that gets nicely dodged and he cancels it. Oh no, he didn't cancel it! No, Jimmy, that's wasted that, yeah. AT gun moved over, but it's out of... MG should set up in the defensive way. Oh no, he's leaving a gap
Our opponents
for the
are
guard
seizing
to
a
come in.
sector.
I think setting up that he covers both flanks would have been
Our industry
ideal.
grows to support us.
Mine gets swept at something. And it's looking slowly better and better for Isildur.
Schützenpanzerwagen, Granatwerfer are now available.
We have a Doctrine being picked by
Defensive smokes
Jimmy,
now available
Spearhead.
for armor. Reconnaissance flight ready at your disposal.
We are ready for action.
Tier 3 is an option for Jimmy as we know. He just needs to build it, just lacking a little bit of fuel there. Tier 4 is also up for Isildur as we know. Could get an T-34, but he's probably saving for an KV-1. And the KV-1 will be an issue there. Osthair, 1 AT gun and 1 P4 is not enough to counter
The enemy is taking our territory.
KV-1. You can drive it back, but definitely not kill it unless Isildur makes some major misplays, which I highly doubt. And stop throwing useless. Oh, that's not a useless rifle nade, never mind. But don't throw that many rifle nades. You need MG42s on your grenadiers. The double MG42 hiccups everywhere. The double MG42 build actually helps Jimmy a lot to hold his ground. I think without the double MG42 there would be way more gaps and Isildur will be just jumping around Jimmy all the time. AT gun setting. I'm so far not that lucky of an AT gun, but finally they get the connecting shot. Grenadiers winning the fight, which is weird. Conscripts in green against only one window. That's really unlucky there for Isildur. Whoa, AT gun going suicide mode! What are you doing, Jimmy? Don't go suicide mode. And didn't get the second shot
Ready
off.
for assignment.
MG42 in a nice position, might get the suppression off. Yes. Oh, he sweeps the player there. Has to go home, has to go home. Or he's risking the cap there and now has to go home. MG42 should now set up in a little bit of a better spot.
We are losing a sector.
Jimmy now in the area of getting a P4, just built tier 3, has enough fuel, just needs a little bit of manpower. Isildur don't know can queue at KV1 and look at the manpower bank from Isildur. Isildur is just fighting so efficiently that he doesn't know what to do with his manpower. Second AT gun gets cancelled, Maxim on the way, KV1 on the way, and now the big bank is gone. The 2-2 might go down. No ammo. No, it's an option for the ocean. Okay, the plate smoke. 2-2 should run. And gets away easily. T70 again, getting some nice damage done. MG42 has to retreat. By the way, so far, beautiful gameplay from Jimmy in his regards for not losing a single squad. In comparison, Isildur lost a combat engineer in the early game. Not the most atrocious wipe there, or the bad, or the worst thing that could happen, but still. Jimmy's probably, yeah, second AT gun makes sense, Gunskyle, that's true. But Tommy's pointing out that Isildur could get a mortar instead of the Maxim just to be able to deal with the MG42s better, or generally with the sitting around. Makes sense. Nice try with the attack on ground. So far Jimmy's not lucky with his AT gun, not many connecting shots. Yeah, also flare's an option for the vision, but I think saving up ammo for the strafing run and then for a big push makes sense, but on the other hand, the once in a while flare will be helpful, but in the end Isildur opted for a Maxim, probably to be able to hold his ground better. KV1 now saying good luck, and it's always like when the KV1 arrives and you still don't have a P4 on the field, even though yeah, P4 will be soon on the field, but still. At minute 20, the first P4, it says Austria didn't perform well, and yeah, AT gun has a hard time penetrating a KV1. At the moment, I really prefer Isildur's position there. Just the amount of pressure he's able to apply, and also his army composition feels more solid. Jimmy's army composition is really fragile. Like, one flank, one good strafing run from the IL-2, and Jimmy will collapse. There's nothing that he can do against it. That's really dangerous. Oh no, no! And he gets snared. We'll get the second 18 gun shot in, definitely. Nope, misses. But KV could go forward. AT gun not setting up. 222 really low, needs to get repaired. Not the end of the world, the snare, but it's again downtime for the P4, and Jimmy can't afford to have such things at the moment. Also, with only one engineer getting the P4 and the 222 repaired on time, it's not really likely. At the moment, the map is again really blue. Slight VP advantage there for Easy, having 100 VPs leading, but also triple cap, so this advantage will get bigger soon. Yeah, this gun is... Did the T-70 destroy the cannon? Oh, nice. MG42, and he gets the strafing run. Late reaction there from Jimmy, and that's probably a wipe. I would be insanely mad. Katyusha on the way from Isildur. I think a small mortar doesn't satisfy Isildur, so Katyusha will do the trick. That was really unlucky with the IL-2 run. All the shots went into the tree, man. Tree's made of pure steel apparently, and being bulletproof. Oh. P4 against KV, an uneven fight. Well, at least the KV1 won't get the kill on the P4 over time, of course, because he has more armor, so he will bounce more shots. Katyusha fire coming in, not getting any model kills. Really unlucky, only one model. Yeah, the late 222 didn't pay off at all. Not even that one, so not even the additional vision that you normally want to have. I think the 222 was a mistake. It achieved nothing. It's dead in the water all the time because Jimmy lacks repair speed.
We have lost the squad.
And the first grenadier went down for Jimmy. What is it? Jimmy! Don't do this. Thank God you have the... Oh shit, I got a plate smoke. Otherwise we would have that P4 there. Don't be too much aggressive there in a situation where it's not worth it. Did the 222 even fought or got repaired? Any... Oh, what engineers... GB desperately needs a second AT gun. He needs to rebuild the lost grenadier. He needs a second engineer or pioneer. Rick and Flight now on the way from Jimmy. Katyusha soon are ready to fire a second salvo. Yeah. MG42 got outflanked. P4 will now come forward though and will deny it. Conscript gets forced off. KV1 is falling back. AT gun down, not in the best spot. If the AT gun gets in flamer range, that'd be really risky. Jimmy slowly Jimmy's now shifting towards the left-hand side. Jimmy now has 500 manpower on the bank. Jimmy, you're out of the position to float. You should get units for that manpower. second AT gun is definitely needed, second engineer also, and you have enough resources for both, so please click those buttons. Yeah, Isildur is being popcat for tanks at least. You could theoretically get T-34. Let me change to Isildur's perspective. KV-1 is not an option due to popcat, but the T-34 is theoretically. AT gun is doing weird things, but should get away easily. Second AT gun finally on the way. I think if Isildur reinforces all his units, he doesn't even have popcat for a T-34, so
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
the only thing that Jimmy has now, the only advantage that you have, if you can call it an advantage, is that Isildur is popcat, so he can't react to new units that Jimmy builds. But on the other hand, having a smaller army, depends on the way, and look at the damage. Both machine guns got decrewed, and suddenly it went really fast, really so. I don't even know where the second machine gun went down. Oh, it gets stolen over here and set up. Isildur lost the conscript, but he doesn't care, right? He gets a sec KV instead. Base barraging there, not the best. This 2-2 is doing nothing. Oh, Grenadier might go down. No, 75 VPs remaining, and Jimmy drops. Let's speed it up till the game realizes that the game is over. I wouldn't say Jimmy played bad. Just Isildur played in a completely different league and outplayed Jimmy. But still really enjoyable to watch. Let's see what we have in store for game number 2. Poor Jimmy there. I wouldn't say he played bad. It was just, like I said, small things. Like that the tier 2 was not up when the T-70 hit the field. Therefore delaying the AT gun extremely. And the 2-2 that offered nothing, just being damaged and then sitting around in the base for like 10-20 minutes. Yeah, and look at the KD.